What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Americana. It's Lars, as always. This video is going to be kind of a compilation video of some of my favorite finds from the past year, and I think just a little bit before that. Now, one or two of these cars you may have seen already if you're a follower of the channel. I appreciate that. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You're going to love it. This channel's only going to get better. It's growing. Trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can do it today. Appreciate it, guys. Anyways, let's start right off the bat with something none of you guys have seen. Well, maybe 100 or so of you. I have this in one of my videos, but it's in a video that's so old, nobody really watches it. Now we were at this farmer's land looking around for some cars. He had told us he had this 59 Impala here. Now, this is a four-door, but, I mean, look at this. It's not every day you see a 59 Impala. They are hard to find. This thing was pretty solid. I think the floors were gone, but besides that, you know, there's a... I guess some guys are turning these four-doors into convertibles these days, so they do still, they're still worth something. We got this two-door 57 Bel Air. This was a sweet one. And it's amazing, some of this dirt, like, this thing had good floors in it. You think that dirt rots it out, but that dirt, the frame on this thing was great. You think that frame's just going to be rotted. It's not. So that was a sweet one right there. You can see this tractor we pulling the cars out with. That's the farmer's tractor. The thing probably makes, I don't know, honestly, 10,000 pounds of torque. But see that Nova right there, I bought from him. I said, hey, how much you want for that Nova? He said, oh, I can give you a pretty good price on it. I was like, all right, I'll take it. Let's pull it out. Well, I hooked that Nova up. Funny story. Starts pulling it out with the tractor, and the back bumper gets caught on that little tree. And it rips the back bumper just clean off the car. It rips the lower control arm I had the car chained to off the car. And, yep. And that car, that was basically it. I put the car on the side of the building, and there she still sits today. So it's a pretty rough car anyways. I just really like the patina on it. And here's a throwback. This is also one of my favorites. My friend actually owns this car. We still got it. It's actually sitting in the garage. 63 Cadillac DeVille. Here it is after we pulled it out. It was in an airplane hangar. The farmer actually used to fly, and he would fly his airplane right out of that hangar. And he's no longer got the plane, but he had this Cadillac sitting in there. I mean, since the 70s, this thing, she was locked up solid. We had to yank that motor out. You can go back and look at those videos. It's got a 6.0 LS sitting in it now that just needs finished up. You know how that is. She's a project. 59 Dodge Coronet. This thing is really sweet. It was just a little bit too rough for us. I think this thing is somewhere in some of the previous videos. To see the interior is it's just not all there. It's a shame that no one will probably save this car. I don't know. Maybe he's sold it since then, but because look at the chrome on it. All the chrome's in great shape. If anything, it's a fantastic parts car. But yeah, it was just a little too rough for us. He was telling us that I think it was out of high school, I want to say, that him and his friends all went and bought Coronets. And it just makes me think back to the days of prosperity where you could afford to go buy a new car after high school. Yeah, those are the days, huh? Yeah, these are just, the styling on these is just outrageously cool. Oh, this is like a 50s Morris that one guy was showing us. This thing was way too rough for us to take, but man, this is cool. I think this is a little British car. Definitely a cool little car. Check this thing out. I guess it's probably basically a copy off the VW Beetle, which was such a successful car back in its day. Oh, and here's a classic. Yeah, 64 Super Sport. Just sitting in this little lean-to. And look at this thing, it's just straight as can be. Oh my god. That like jeweled trim on these things, it just gets me going. I can't handle it. Yeah, but this guy, he wouldn't sell it. We should go back there and talk to him again. He wouldn't sell it. And he said he had some other ones in his shop that he was working on. It's probably a 409 car for all we know, you know? I mean... My god. Just these cars that just sit and they just sit, and it's sad, man. I don't know. Hey, maybe he could prove me wrong. Maybe he's got it in the shop now and it's fully restored, but yeah, it's sad, man. Some of these cars that just sit and get wasted. I mean, just a gorgeous car that everybody wants, you know? Look how straight it is. It's perfect. This is one of my favorites here. Oh my god. This barn was like falling over. I wish I would have backed up and got a shot. You can kind of see the supports in there are leaning over to the right. The whole top of this thing is like leaning over. It was sketchy going inside this thing. That's a little foundation I'm looking at off to the right. Some bonus footage for you guys. Here's our entry point. A hole in the side, blown through the side. I don't know, it's just collapsed. So we're stupid enough to go in here, so let's just take a walk in here and see. I mean, look how cool that is. Oh man, I love these old buildings. A bunch of mason jars here in this box. You see any good ones? I know these things are like collectibles, so I kind of wanted to take. You know, I'm just obviously someone's a junk collector. Got all those mason jars. Hey, I'm the same way. 55 Bel Air 4-door. It's got to be all original. And now you can see, I think this guy had some people out trying to sell this thing because you can see someone rub the windows, and we're looking inside. You guarantee this car is all original. Lord only knows what the mileage is on it. I wish I would have looked. I think if I remember, I tried to zoom in on my video and I couldn't see it. But look at this thing. I mean, the mice haven't like destroyed the seats or nothing. This is just crazy. I mean, it is just pristine in this just garbage barn. I mean, this car would probably wash up. You know what I mean? I mean, it's absolutely just mind-blowing. Headliner just solid. I mean, with some good detailing, this car would be nice. And yeah, I know it's a 4-door, but you can. I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right? I mean, that's a sweet all-original car. And oh man, this guy, we told him we'd take it, you know. Look at the front fenders. Look where they normally rust at the top there. Just solid as a rock. Yeah, and this guy, you know, he never called us back. He didn't. You could tell he didn't want to move any of this stuff in front of the barn. This barn was way back in the weeds. This was a property that just like wasn't even taken care of anymore. And you could tell he was just like, yeah, you know, I don't want to get that thing out. And yeah, I kind of don't blame him, but gosh, it's a 4-door. If it was a 2-door, I'd be doing backflips, you know, of how upset I'd be. But still, so cool. Another look at these mason jars before you take off. And out through the hole in the side we go. Get this metal out of my way. Yep. Oh man, and this is another good one. Okay, some of you guys have seen this one. This is a 63 C10, and back at this time, I didn't really know much about C10s. And I didn't know really anything between the I didn't know the difference between the first and second gen, you know. So I think 62 and 63 had the panoramic windshield and that different cab. And I didn't really know anything about this. This is just a plain old C10 to me. But this thing was actually really rare. It's a 63 custom. You know, it's got the stainless grille. It's got all the custom trim and all that. And it's a big back window car, which is actually super rare. Big back window truck, that is. Look at that. That's original, you know what I mean? This is an original truck. And to this day, I've never seen another big back window one in person, you know. You see them online, and people always talk about converting them. Here's a first-gen Ford F-Series. Probably like an F5 or something, but this thing is too cool. Just looks so cool sitting in these weeds. It's a dually. Another first-gen F-Series. And then here is the, oh, what year was this? This was a 57, I want to say. Chevy cab over. This thing is just sick. Man, I don't think, you know, we bought it thinking we'd make a few bucks on it. Someone had shortened it up. We got it running. Go back and check that video out. We got this thing running. And, oh, it's just so cool, man. Just so ready to be like, I wanted to throw like a fifth wheel hitch on the back, you know, and just how cool would that be? The thing it's got a PTO and all that. And the funny thing is we sold it, and the guy who came and bought it just bought it for the cab. I think we made a few bucks. It wasn't anything crazy. But it's funny, yeah, the chassis and everything's all ready to go with the drive shaft built and everything, and the guy just wanted the cab because these cabs are people make really cool things with them, but the chassis are pretty much useless. They usually drop that cab onto like a Duramax frame or something like that. Okay, and we've made it to the 69 Cougar Sport Special. I like to call it a Cougar SS, just to really mess with people. They people get pretty upset with me online when I call it a Cougar SS, but it gets their attention. But yeah, Sport Special was a 1 year only package. Got like that pinstripe. It was just kind of a funny, almost a dealer gimmick package. A lot of Sport Specials were made at the dealer just by throwing that pinstripe on there, a racing, quote unquote, racing mirror on the driver's side, and turbine hubcaps, a lower trim piece. You know, it's really just a cool little package. But this thing was sitting in that semi truck trailer, really cool. That thing was just kind of buried into the ground there. Just a sweet find, really cool. Cool that it was in the trailer. It's got the sweet keystones on there. And this thing was a solid unit, man. We got this thing running, they ran like a top. Oh man, this isn't really a barn find, but I couldn't help but put it in the video. Not enough people have watched my video on this 65 Continental convertible. These things are extremely rare. So cool, man. Oh my gosh, we bought this. My friend actually found it, and we paid a fair price for it. It had a misfire. I went in there and found there was a bent push rod, and really the car had just been sitting for so long. It had been sitting in a shop with like supercars, really nice cars, and it had just been collecting dust because the owner, I think, just paid to have it stored. They were having it worked on and then just said, screw it, you know what, I'll just leave it at the mechanic, I'll pay him to store it there. And eventually they sold it, and we ended up picking it up. If you know what these things are worth, you know this is quite the find. And we had the convertible top running. We had this thing running and driving. It's one of my favorite cars of all time that we've had. I mean, it was an absolute just dream to drive. Nothing rides as nice as this thing. This thing just screams bad to the bone. I mean, oh man, what a sweet rig. I will have something good for you guys next week. I won't show you any more of the bike. The bike video just flopped, and you know, I get it. Tell you what I'll do with the bike. I'll get video of it. I'll finish it up. Might do a little burnout on it, ride it for a video, and I'll release that as kind of a bonus midweek video for you guys. And then I'll have something good for you on Friday. The bike's not going to be done that soon anyways. So anyways, videos come out every Friday, guys. I always have something for you on Friday, so hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave a comment. Tell me what your favorite car out of these finds is. If you want to see more about them, a lot of them have their own videos here on the channel. Either way, guys, I appreciate you watching. This is Lars Americana, signing off. Peace.